What you're looking at is a peaceful place in Dorchester County that allows our country's heroes to heal.
It's a retreat that offers resources such as outdoor activities and camaraderie for recovering service members.
For 6 years now, Patriot Point has offered calm and comforts to our country's most courageous. And we are honored to sit down with one of them today. This is retired Army Ranger John Rigo. He's a veteran who was actually wounded in war. Thank you, sir, for your service. We appreciate that.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Thank you so much for having me.
So, it's always an uncomfortable question. I don't know how to ask this. Are you comfortable talking to us about your injury?
Yeah, absolutely I am.
What happened?
Yeah. So, as I said, I was an Army Ranger. I worked in a Special Operations Unit, and I had deployed several times in the War on Terror, and my last mission was in Haditha, Iraq, which was one of the dams that Saddam wanted to blow early on in the war to damage the infrastructure below it. And
right.
we got into a substantial firefight there, and in the process, I was clearing out a weapons cache, so going through to make sure that all the bad guys were out of there. And it had been struck by artillery rounds, and it collapsed on me and buried me alive.
Oh.
So I was very fortunate. I had a great group of other Rangers around me and my close friends there to help me dig me out of the rubble. And when they did, I was dead. I didn't have a heartbeat. I wasn't breathing. And they went to work right away on me to do life-saving maneuvers, and were able to get me back to being stable. Actually, I died a second time in the process of that from seizures, and I had guys working on me nonstop, and we were able to evacuate me from the area, get me to a safe place and work on me, and spent a substantial amount of time in the hospital, but I'm here today with all of my everything, and I'm happy, healthy, and living a really great life.
That's a wonderful, wonderful thing to hear. So, following that injury, what did you struggle with the most?
Well, you know, the big thing, you know, physical injuries are tough on your body to be able to get through, but the mental impact of that is something that's really overlooked, and it's been brought to light more with our recent generation. But when you go from operating at a certain level, that I could say driving a fast car at 100 miles an hour,
right,
down to a sudden stop at zero, it really plays with your self-value, the amount that you've put into it. And then to say that I felt like I was born to do that job. I knew that there was nothing better else out there than being an Army Ranger.
Yeah.
So to find out that I couldn't do that ever again, it really took its toll. And so there's a lot of things. There are a lot of veterans out there who, when they transition out of the military or when they get injured,
and they have to get out of the fast car,
and they have to get out of that fast car, they feel like they've lost a lot of internal value. And
wow,
you know, unfortunately, it can turn into bad things if you don't get the right help,
yeah,
or work with the right organizations.
So you spent time at Patriot Point?
I have several times.
And?
Yeah, it's my Disney World. I love it. Patriot Point is this beautiful setting out in Taylor's Island, and when you go there is not an agenda that's placed in front of you. A couple of different options we put up, but you can go kayaking, stand-up paddleboarding. There is a phenomenal gym that was donated by Under Armour inside there to be able to work out. You can shoot guns, go hunting, or you can just sit around a fire and do nothing.
Wow.
And it's so great because we'll get a group together that comes down there, and nobody really knows each other, but we have this common bond. And after a day of being there together and just enjoying it and realizing that we can put our guards down and we don't have to worry about anything, this phenomenal connection happens between the other veterans that are there. And that's when the really great healing process starts. And when you can realize that, hey, you're not at this alone, there are people out there who are willing to help you, and there are other people who are going through it with you, it takes the edge off and makes things a lot easier and begins that healing process.
You know, the community has had an opportunity to support Patriot Point, so tell us about the bull and oyster first.
Yeah, Maria McAvoy from Sandals Bridal reached out to me and said, hey, I do these fundraisers every year do you have an organization that you'd like to have helped out? And I go, yeah, absolutely. How about a local one at Patriot Point? And she goes, let's do it. So she is awesome and is so organized and really has put this together. But we're doing it, the event, we're going to do it at the Pit and Pub in Ocean City. We've got some great donations from the community to be able to auction off while we're there. It's an all-you-can-eat deal with, and all of the proceeds are coming to Patriot Point.
Oh, great.
Yeah, so it's phenomenal, and it's
there's still tickets.
There are still tickets available, and if you want tickets, you can get it directly from Sandals Bridal in West Ocean City.
Now give us the event date and the time again.
So it's Saturday, November 12th at the Pit and Pub from 1 to 4 p.m.
And that's the day after Veterans Day.
Correct.
So
Yes.
it's very easy to remember.
There you go.
Retired Army Ranger John Rigo, thank you so much, and thank you for your service.
Oh, thank you for this opportunity.